But the reality is most black people, not all, but most, they tend to beg and blame and whine.
No, they
Even
don't.
the men.
No, they don't.
Have you noticed the black men are
Who has gotten into your mind to
No.
make you say about your own people?
What people is that?
Black people.
Which people?
Black people.
What do you mean by that?
You have looked in the mirror today, right?
But they're not all
or
my people.
at some point.
Are you saying they're my people because I'm black?
I'm saying that obviously you identify with those people and you were from those people.
Welcome everybody, welcome to Cultural War. My name is Roland. Today we're going to be watching another very interesting Jesse Lee Peterson interview. In this interview, he's going to be interviewing Imam Crossan, aka Alphacat. He's an actor, an impressionist, and a YouTube personality. What made him very popular, what blew his career, was when he did an impersonation of Obama. It's quite interesting. He lifted him up. Well, today he, of course, is obviously a Democrat, and you know what we'd like doing here in this channel. We like to watch Democrats get triggered and make fun of their woke ideas. I would like to watch Jesse, just literally just take them on. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. But before we get into the video, if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get more videos like this. So let's get into it.
I have with me an actor, Imam Crossan. He's better known, or also known as Alphacat. Alphacat. Alphacat.
What's
Welcome,
up, man? What's up?
What's an Alphacat?
Alphacat. It's a screen name I chose in 2005, and it just stuck. So
It does have a meaning?
I love lions. So lions to me are like the alphas of all cats. So
Oh, okay.
that's pretty much it.
And so you are not a comedian, you're an actor.
I mean, I guess you could say I'm a comedian. I don't do stand-up, but primarily I'm an actor.
Oh, yeah?
And I do, comedy, I do drama, everything in between.
So have you acted in anything that I'm familiar with?
Yeah, I acted in the White House in front of Obama doing my impression of Obama.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it like doing an impression in front of the Father Messiah? Did
It was
they invite you
nerve-wracking.
there? Who
It was-
invited you?
He did.
And what made him invite you?
Because of my impression.
He had heard of you and seen you perform before?
Yeah, I'd done a lot of videos online. I used to do a lot of like comedic parody spoofs as him rapping.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that eventually landed me at the White House a few times.
Oh, let me hear you do Obama right now. Just a little taste of it.
Well, it's pretty
For the
easy for
audience.
me to do. I could turn it off. I can turn it on. It's always there. However, I do endorse this message.
You sound just like me. It's weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
That's
It freaks me
amazing.
out a little bit too.
So what made you decide, did you just one day decide, you know what, I'm going to do, you were hanging out at home and you decided, let me try to impress?
It came initially from a suggestion from a coworker because I was walking into work. This is when he was still a senator back in 2008 and was running for office. And I didn't really know who he was at the time. And someone cracked a joke as I walked into work and they said, oh, here comes Barack Obama. And everyone started laughing. And I was like, what? And I saw the guy on TV. He actually happened to be on TV when she said it. And I was like, you know what, like, I'm tired of waiting tables. Like, this could be kind of a fun little impression to do to, like, on the internet to give
Yeah.
myself some traction from my acting career. So, and it worked out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And while you're doing it, you kind of look like him. You like take on his image a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually, doing an impression is kind of the point. I don't think, like, walking around, no one looks at me and goes, oh, you look like Obama. But, like,
Right,
when I shave and, do the makeup and everything else, then it's more of a look.
So you like socialism?
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't even say that I would be, well versed enough on the topic to go as deep as to say I love socialism. No, I wouldn't say that. I think that as a country, that we are in positions to be able to help one another in certain ways. Going into the depths of I love socialism, I would not say that.
Do you support socialism for others?
In what regards?
Like the black people are asking for affirmative action, reparations. They want the white people to let them in without earning their wage just because they're black to get in. That's socialism. Do you support that?
I don't think that's what it is. I don't think black people by and large are looking to not earn their way in. I think a lot of people are working and earning their way in. They're just not getting the same respect or the same opportunities as some whites are getting. So I don't think it's about, oh, I don't want to work. I don't want to earn it. I just want to be handed things. There might be some, I think, in any group of people, whether it be white, black, or anything else, there's always going to be those certain people that kind of are a little bit off and make the whole group look bad. And there are some people in any group that want handouts. But I think overall, black people are worth the opportunities that they work and earn,
But the reality is most black people, not all, but most, they tend to beg and blame and whine.
No, they
Even
don't.
the men.
No, they don't.
Have you noticed the black men are
Who has
begging
gotten into your mind to make you say about your own people?
What people is that?
Black people.
Which people?
Black people.
What do you mean by that?
You have looked in the mirror today, right?
But they're not all
or
my people.
At some point.
Are you saying they're my people because I'm black?
I'm saying that obviously you identify with those people and you were from those people.
No, I don't. I used to when I was in a fallen state. I identify with being black, but I no longer identify like that.
So you're implying that black people are in a fallen state.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Do you know what the show is called The Fallen State?
Right.
Do you know what it means? Do you believe human beings are in a fallen state?
I think that with anything in life, there's always a duality to anything. Nothing is ever, no pun intended, nothing is ever just black and white. So yes, there might be some people on this earth, in this country that have a fallen mentality, but at the same time, in that same duality, there's people that are elevated as well. There's many people that are elevated. It's not just people, it's not just all black people, it's not just all white people, it's not just all Democrats, it's not just all Republicans. There's some people that have a fallen mentality and they're stuck. There's a lot of people who are elevated. So you can't say that most black people beg and whine because they definitely don't.
But of all the cultures around the world, especially in America, it's mostly, there are other people following them now and trying to hook onto the wagon and beg and get free stuff. But if you notice, most black people lead the way in begging and blaming.
Not really.
Even
There's
the
more.
men.
There's not really.
Have you noticed that men don't even stand up? They beg the white man.
I don't know what begging you're talking about. I mean, if you were to pull up something like welfare, there's more white people on welfare than blacks.
Because there are more white people than black, but for the percentage of blacks, there are more blacks on welfare than whites.
Right, if you go by percentage, but the point is there's still more white people on welfare, and they've had more time to get it together, no?
Why do you think so many young people are into socialism?
I have no idea. I can't speak for them. You'd have to ask the ones who are into socialism.
You notice that they are into it, right?
No, I'm just going off of what your question. I haven't studied the youth to know that they're into socialism. I haven't seen it.
You don't pay
What I've
attention
seen is people that are usually of a Republican influence tend to label it as socialism because it's a good soundbite.
What would you label it as?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. It's a very
They
broad
want
stroke of the
free-
brush.
If you notice, what's that black woman name? That really nutty one, Camilla Harris, and Cory Booker, and the woman, the little Indian wannabe woman out of Boston. They're all promising socialism, and the blacks are
Are they
loving
promising
it.
socialism, or are you labeling
Free
it
stuff.
again?
We're going to give you free education. We're going to pay off your student loan. We're going to give you free health care. We're going to give you free everything. Is that socialism?
Is it not socialism that we pay for the armies?
Is that socialism?
Is it socialism that we pay for the armies
No, but actually
and the
the question
government
first,
and the
then
railroads
I'll-
and the streets and
then I'll come to
why
that.
is it labeled socialism when it comes down to things that certain Democrats might want?
But I'm just asking, is that socialism?
You tell me. You brought it up.
You don't know if that's socialism, what they're offering the people?
I think there's elements of it that are socialist, yes, or socialism based, but I don't think it's pure out socialism.
What do you call it?
I don't know. I call it taxes. Isn't it what we pay?
But they're not paying for it.
I know, but don't we
free.
pay taxes to pay for everyone's
Well,
things?
working class people do so that we can give these people free stuff.
It's not these people, because you're implying black people when everyone benefits from the taxes that we all pay.
So you're okay with that?
With taxes?
No,
Who's happy about taxes?
No. With the blacks getting reparation, affirmative action, free health care, free everything. That's what they want. And that's why you have.
That's not true, because I'm black and I don't want free everything.
That's why you. Not all.
I think we do deserve a better healthcare system. I think there's places in this country or things in this country where money can be better spent than wars or, I don't know, Trump parades. There's things that we can.
No, he didn't. He just fired this first shot. You see this? Them Democrats, they very smart, they talk very smart, very charismatic, but they actually have ulterior motives. What they believe is what they believe, and they'll be diplomatic about it and try to slip it on. You see, talked about Trump, Trump's parades and Trump campaigns and all that, trying to allude to it that Trump is wasting money on that kind of stuff instead of using the money for social welfare stuff, which is has been the bane of Americans, these days, these couple of few years, because the reparation, the affirmative action, these things are pulling Black America back, because they're depending so much on these handouts, so to speak, even in food stamps, making them lazy and not, not being motivated to work. So it's been the bane. So let's just continue with the video.
And put better money towards than just frivolousness. And then when we want to do things like teach kids or provide education or provide healthcare, things that really matter, we can't go, oh, socialism, it's a little silly.
A few days ago, you tweeted that black actors are getting more opportunities in film and TV. Did black people earn these opportunities?
I'm not these actors. What do you mean?
Do you believe that now that they're getting more opportunities in film and TV, did they earn that?
You would have to talk to those actors. I would be inclined to say yes.
And how did they earn it?
Which actor are you talking about?
Why do you say yes, they earn it?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
That's
you say you would have to say yes, they earn it. How would they have earned it? How did they earn it?
By acting.
But if black people had not accused white people of being racist,
we didn't just accuse. It wasn't
they're not.
It's not an accusation. It's by and large fact.
Let me just finish this. If black people had not accused white people of being racist in the entertainment world and said not enough black people getting awards and all that, would as many black people be everywhere now in acting, on TV, in films, on billboards? Would we see that today if they had not accused white people of being racist?
Those two things are not related. You're saying that because they accuse white people of being racist, they got the roles. If we didn't accuse, that's just facts. If you don't know that that's facts, if you're not aware of the racism in this country, you are sadly misguided. Of course there's racism. It's not an accusation, it's facts. Now, whether they react to certain things out of guilt is another question. I can't speak, I don't know what they did. I know that there's a lot of hardworking actors who deserve roles and deserve to be featured. It's not just black people. So the minorities by and large. So it's not about, oh, did they earn it? I can't speak for them. There's too many gotcha questions. Too many like, oh, let me just say this really broad blanket statement and just see how you figure it out. Like I know how that works, and I'm not here for that. There's a lot of actors who are very talented. There is racism in this country. It still persists. It has always persisted. If we can't look at the history of killings, KKK lynchings, all these other things, blacks not being able to vote, blacks not being considered a whole person, we don't need to have a discussion about whether people, if racism is real. If we have to have a conversation about that, then we are in the wrong spot. We shouldn't be having this conversation. Racism, of course, is real.
Would black people have gotten those positions in film had they not cried racism?
Would black people have gotten that position in film had they not cried racism? I think black people have not gotten a lot of roles in film because of racism, yes. It's not because they cried about it, it's because they challenged the system, rightfully so.
And so, last time for that question, would black people, we see them everywhere now, gotten those positions had they not cried racism? Would they have gotten into those positions?
You can repeat the question all you want. That's just not how it works. And you actually read part of my tweet. My whole tweet was it's a great time for black actors and we're getting more opportunities than ever. But I just wonder how much of this is because they actually want black people in these films or because, as always, black people are good marketing and PR. That was the whole tweet. So what my point was is that, yes, it's good that we have a good time. I just hope that people aren't casting blacks in certain or giving black people certain things just because they know it'll be controversial to do certain things or to cast a black person in this. For instance, they cast Chloe as Ariel in The Little Mermaid. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. The Little Mermaid is not an ethnicity. She's a mermaid. But I just hope that these opportunities are coming up because that actor, to them, to Disney's eyes or whoever the casting director's eyes, they felt like she deserved it. She's an amazing singer. I think she'll kill it. But I hope it's not a thing of like, you know what, if we cast a black person, we know this is going to be a huge PR campaign. So that was just an open thought I had in that moment.
I am, as most Americans are, 100% convinced that the only reason you see blacks in all these films and billboards and doing these things now because they have falsely accused white people of being racist, and most white people are afraid to say that they're not racist, so they are appeasing the blacks. I am 100% convinced, as most Americans are, and I'm sure you are too, you probably won't say it, that these blacks are not qualified.
Oh, they're very qualified.
No.
Okay, so name off the top of your head right now one actress that could outsing Chloe for Little Mermaid.
That ain't the issue. I don't even know Chloe. I just think Chloe is black, right?
Huh?
She's black? Chloe?
Yes.
Okay. I guarantee you that Chloe.
I'm sorry, I'm calling her Chloe. Her name is, sorry. Let me back up. It wasn't just about the singing. She can act, she can sing, she's talented. And everyone's saying she's not right for the role. That's the ultimate point that I'm trying to make.
You know why they're saying it, right? It's true. And secondly, if you notice,
What's true?
That she doesn't have the ability for the role. She's not qualified for it.
Oh, she's very qualified.
No. Is she black?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
So you're saying that she's not qualified because she's black?
Right.
And just to separate the screen name, because I'm so used to it, I was calling by screen name, Holly Bailey. So she is very qualified for the role.
Let me tell you why she and most black people are not qualified. Because if blacks were qualified, they wouldn't be begging and blaming and trying to take white people's stuff and try to get in.
What's white people's stuff?
What's
white people's stuff?
And try to get in without.
What's white people's stuff?
Let me just finish this.
Go ahead.
They wouldn't be trying to get into white people's world without earning it.
What's white people's world?
They would build their own and do their own thing.
You're so brainwashed. It's
but
sad.
instead of being qualified, they're falsely accusing white people, and white people just giving it to them, and they're making them feel good. Oh, that nice black. Oh, you just acted so well. Come on, baby, you can do it. And blacks feel good, but they have not earned it because they have no shame.
That's just such a. It's kind of hard to converse with you because you kind of say a lot of blanket things that don't have much basis to it. She's very no.
Then if she was so talented, why didn't she build her own thing?
What do you mean?
Why did she do her own thing? Why do blacks have to accuse white people and take white people's stuff? I don't know if she did, this particular, but I know that blacks in Hollywood have been Will Smith's wife, what's her name? Jada
Pinkett
Smith. Smith, yeah. They've been crying racism and carrying on.
Because there's a lot of racism.
They have intimidated white people, and now whites have just given them whatever they want, even though they're not qualified.